It's almost the weekend.
Give me your wig. Give me your wigs. You don't know what.
Make sure you head over to my Patreon page at patreon.com/AsianExpression. Over there, as I do every week, I ask my patrons what they wanted me to write on. And of course, since that whole Emmys and Beyonce thing happened, they ended up wanting me to write about how I think we should be building like award shows, award ceremonies, recognition platforms of our own within minority communities, because these gatekeepers who are majority like white, they do not care about or understand black art until it's time to profit off of it. So if that's something you want to check out, go ahead on over there. I also wanted to shout out Parker James. She's a 6-year-old. Actually, her mother wrote me an email. I hope all is well with you. I just wanted to drop a line to see if you received my package. I was very excited to send it. Can you let me know if you received it and if you like it? The product is from my 6-year-old daughter. She's working very hard on building wealth. So she's building her own little brand. I thought it was so cute. So her Instagram is Parker Schools U, and it's just really cool. Like, she sent me some lip balm, some body butter. She sent it to my P.O. box. So of course I sent an email back thanking her, and this is what Parker had to say.
Thank you, Adrian.
So yeah, I had to really quickly shout that out because I thought it was so cute. I love to see people building brands, especially if you're that young and you're doing it. We had no other choice but to stand. So let's talk about what's going on before the weekend comes. And I know I've said this before, but it really, I don't know what's going on with time, but it seems like these weeks are passing by so quickly. But the first thing, iOS13 came out. They're giving us all types of swipe text, dark mode. They got rid of that humongous volume control thing that popped up in the middle of your screen anytime you're doing something. I know that over at Apple, they're pressing that big red button to slow down everybody else's iPhones who don't have an iPhone 11. If y'all gonna buy an iPhone 11, go ahead and do it. I'm gonna stick with my iPhone X until they come out with something else. Face ID works really quickly, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because sometimes when you be about to make a transaction and Face ID ends up being real slow, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, so that came out. Now let's talk about these remakes, okay? So the first remake I saw that they thinking about doing in Hollywood is The Princess Bride. I'm just like, if y'all don't leave that classic alone, what is the point of remaking The Princess? Leave that shit alone. I'm sounding like an old person now. But oh my goodness, that's one of the first movies I ever watched while I was forming my consciousness as a young kid. And I had a huge ass crush on Westley, sis. As You Wish. Yes, ma'am, okay? That man, he kept coming around talking about as you wish, as you wish. I said, all right, sis. Miss Claire from House of Cards says you need to keep an eye on your man, because I'm coming. You know what I mean? I'm coming to snatch him. The actor definitely looks a little different than he did back then, but I'm just, that was completely irrelevant to the whole point. What I'm saying is leave these classics, leave these classics alone. I want to pop it in and get to fencing with you hoes. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Leave it alone and let me live. Then I heard some news about them trying to remake Set It Off, and I'm just like, alright. And I think it involved Issa Rae. I saw a tweet that said you need to set it off and make these Insecure episodes an hour long. It's just like, why all these remakes? What's going on? A lot of black, I mean, even on my timeline on Twitter, there are a lot of black creators, a lot of black writers, and they want to get their work out there. They want to get their work, original work, seen. But is it because these movies have already made a name for themselves, and so y'all don't think it would be too much of an investment and it's automatic money, automatic profit? I think that's a fallacy. I think that is erroneous, because just because you put Set It Off or The Princess Bride or some shit don't mean that we automatically gonna run to watch that shit. Obviously the timeline is not reacting well to it. It's just invest your time and money into these new stories and create new classics. Like, stop being lazy. That, to me, that's laziness. It's not like we're lacking content. It's not like we're lacking artists or writers. Go out there and do the work and find some new stories. Carve a new path instead of traveling on the one that has been trodden on. Damn. All right, so I don't know how y'all feel about this. There are rumors. This is just rumors. They're apparently talking about trying to make Magneto and Professor X black. And see, you know, I'm all for representation. Obviously, this is like on my channel. But girl, to me, it seems like y'all are just taking characters, throwing some brown spray paint on them and calling it black and pushing it to the audiences and just saying, oh look, inclusivity. If y'all don't create new characters that are minorities, if y'all don't, first of all, we have Storm sitting on the X-Men, a whole black woman, not used to her fullest extent. So what are y'all, what's going going on in Hollywood? What are y'all doing? If y'all don't sit, first of all, I don't want to hear about no nigga Professor X or no nigga Magneto until y'all get Storm right, until y'all stop depowering her, giving her all types of TV static powers type of realness. If y'all don't, she is a queen, she's a goddess of weather. If y'all don't stop depowering my good sis, start with the blackness that y'all ignored within your own X-Men team, within your own universe, before y'all start trying to graffiti a white Jewish Holocaust survivor black like Magneto. Y'all just painting his ass over. Like, it's just, it comes off as disingenuous, it comes off as really lazy to me. And like I said, I don't care if turn Santa Claus black. It's not the fact that they're turning black, it's just the fact that it seems really lazy and forced, especially when y'all been ignoring minorities within these superhero universes as it is and depowering their asses. Get it together. So let's talk about what's going on in the music industry. We had Lil Nas X, he brought his ass on to billboards, giving us all types of gay cowboy types of teas. We had no other choice but to stand on that one. Thank you so much for offering your services. Normani Sauce, hey Sauce, I saw you up on this stage at Rihanna's little event. I don't know who you think that you're about to choke, but it's not me. I recognize the warning signs when you're about to come and choke me and take my edges out and snatch my wig from the root. I recognize the warning signs. So this time I was prepared to see this come across my timeline. I'm very excited that you give of yourself, you give of your slayage, you give of your power each day so I can recharge my homosexuality. That's the boundary pack. You see what I'm saying? We can go ahead and rename you the Energizer Bunny because that's exactly where I get my homosexual energy from, sis. You did that shit. And I didn't see no video. I just saw pictures, sis. You look good, sis. I already know you killed it. That's it. Let's talk about somebody else who killed it, Madame Tussauds. If that's how you pronounce their name, I don't know. But they did this wax figure of Beyonce and it looks so goddamn good. And it looks so good. And it looks so good. I said, finally, it has happened to me. And finally, sis, because I don't know what this was. It's giving me very much so table stiff. Not sure what this is. I wasn't sure what this one is either. It's giving me very much so, can I speak to the manager? I got mixed kids. That's what it's giving me. But when you turned it out with this, I said, all right, finally. I don't know what took y'all so long. All you had to do was take your job seriously. That's all you had to do. All you had to do was put some effort into this shit. I don't know what the other stuff was, but I'm happy to see it. They put Beyonce's wax figure right in the middle of the British Royal wax figures, and we had no other choice. Queen Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? First of her name, Queen of the Recording Industry Association of America, rightful heir to the universe of music, the undragged from the house of Knowles Carter. I looked for other options. I'm telling you, like Scantron, True, False, fill in the blank. I looked for other options. There was no other choice but to stand on that one. Thank you so much for finally giving the queen what she actually deserves. You hear what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna talk about American Horror Story for too long, honestly. I just want to know what you guys thought of it. If you did end up watching it, American Horror Story 1984. I just don't know why, if they stopped at that gas station and that man told you gonna die, you going to this camp, everybody telling you gonna die. It's just like, wow, sis, like you still gonna keep going to this damn camp? I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they were listening to 6ix9ine and that's why them ears were coming out, they were being chopped off. Maybe they were listening to Ice JJ Fish and them ears end up being chopped off and that's why, you see what I'm saying? But I'm not, if people are being impaled to doors and shit and just blood everywhere, so I'm not sitting my ass down. I don't care. Chet, what's the name? Chet or something? I don't know. I'm not staying my ass around that camp. And I think I already know who the killer is, honestly, because they made it real obvious in my opinion, unless even that was meant to throw us off, but it seems like I already know who it is. And if you think you already know who it is, please let me know. And I'm gonna see if we kind of think alike, but I think I already see it's plain as day. Calling his ass Mr. Jingles, even though it may not be a Mr. in the first place. Justin Trudeau, they dragging you. Dragging your ass in the media right now, honey. There was another picture brought up of you doing some blackface, honey, and you the whole ass Prime Minister of Canada. At this point, it's really unsurprising. Like, oh, another white person doing blackface. Oh, I'm not shocked. But the media had been really roasting and toasting his ass, so much so that he had to go up and do a press conference saying that, you know what, I didn't even remember those pictures. And you ask, how would you not remember something like that? That's because I didn't realize how hurtful it was to, the community, and hopefully you still see me as an ally. mind. It's just like, all right, we just gonna wait for the next one. It's just a revolving door at this point with these politicians, with these celebrities. Just, all right, there's nothing that you can do that will shock us, that, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe it happened. But honestly, it goes to show why having minority voices being promoted and being loud is important, because the things that you were able to get away with and walk around with beforehand, or even if you claim or if you really did not understand how hurtful it was to other communities, having other voices at the table allows these concerns to be brought to the forefront or to the mainstream, and it allows other things like this to happen, hopefully less frequently. All right, let's talk about Ed Buck. And for those of you who have been watching the news, you probably already saw this coming, that I would be talking about this. Ed Buck apparently tried to stop a man that he allegedly injected with meth from leaving his home to call 911 as he overdosed. This is coming from the New York Post. The emergency call on September 11th ultimately led to his arrest, and this is the man who previously dodged criminal charges in the overdose deaths of two other men, black gay men, okay? He apparently personally and deliberately administered a large dose of methamphetamine on September 4th. This latest victim is named Joe Doe, so we don't know his identity, but you know, given Ed Buck's past with black gay men, and see, this is what I'm talking about. When society devalues a whole group of people, even when y'all talk about, oh, it's just jokes, or oh, he didn't mean anything by, oh, the homophobia, just look past it. When all of that adds up together and society demonizes or devalues a whole group of people like Ed Buck see these people and like, oh, well, no one's gonna give a shit about them if I play with them or play with their lives. And so 2 men have already died. This one did not, because he was able to escape Ed Buck's house even though he was trying to prevent him from leaving. So this man was able to get medical attention, but it's just like, how many of us had to fucking die? How many gay black men had to die for people to take this threat, because that's exactly what it is, seriously? He's preying on these people, gay black men, and that's why I'm not gonna shut up, okay? Because if we're not seen as human beings, we're seen as targets. We're seen as easy targets. And I'm gonna keep reading. Buck was charged Tuesday with 1 felony count each of battery causing serious injury, administering methamphetamine, and maintaining a drug house. If convicted, he faces a maximum of more than 5 years behind bars. So it's just, I know why it took this long, but I hate that it did. There's no telling how many more Ed Bucks are slicing up our community like this. There's no telling. And even the justice that's going to be served, I mean, 2 men already died. 2 men already died. So, and in 5 years, it's just like, we hate to see it, but we expect to see it. I just don't want to see this shit ever again. So I wanted to talk about this Sandy Hook video. So Sandy Hook Promise released this whole video about, oh, back to school. It's really moving. You should, if you haven't seen it, just look up Sandy Hook Promise on YouTube. It has little kids talking about their back to school supplies, and you think it starts out really innocent until they basically set up this whole scenario where they're using the supplies to fend for themselves as a shooter is coming through the school, and to, you know, oh, my iPhone is great. That last scene, oh my goodness, for keeping in touch with my family, and she's telling her mom, I love you, mom, while the shooter's inside the building. It's a whole, basically a PSA. Very effective, very well done, very well put together. So, and it came from Sandy Hook Promise, and I looked at their website. Sandy Hook Promise is a national nonprofit organization founded and led by several family members whose loved ones were killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School on December 14th, 2012. Their mission is to enact sensible laws, policies, and regulations at state and federal level in the areas of mental health and wellness and gun safety that result in the reduction of gun-related death and injury. So if you look at the effect that they've had, 7.5 million, this comes from their website as well, 7.5 million youth and adults have been trained. 3.5 million have made the promise. This is the promise. I promise to do all I can to protect children from gun violence by encouraging and supporting solutions that create safer, healthier homes, schools, and communities. So they're very actively involved, apparently, in advocacy, community training, education, making sure people are aware of the issues. So I think that video was, if you, like I said, if you haven't seen it, go see it. I think that video was an amazing way to put a spotlight on what they're trying to do, and also just show the state that our society is in, that we seem to be protecting guns more than we're trying to protect our children. So yeah, that was just a quick little update. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you check out my description box for my Patreon, my website, my ebooks, all of that. I took a break from talking about what's going on in toupee world and politics so that we can all have a relaxing and good goddamn evening.